Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. It is Friday evening and we're still waiting to find out who has been appointed as the Everton manager. Frank Lampard, Duncan Ferguson and Vitor Pereira. We're expected today at Bill Kenwright's offices in London. In fact, we've seen Bill Kenwright and Graham Sharp going into the offices. Tim Cahill apparently was there as well. And he is supposedly going to be, who has been part of the review of Everton internally and is set to get a role at the club as well. But obviously that has not been confirmed yet. But he's been part of the process. And we are just waiting to hear now who has got the job. And obviously with Monday being transfer deadline day, it is imperative that Everton get this decision done. Well, I'd say quickly, but they've had 2 weeks to get this decision made. So it's not really a decision they've made quickly. But they've really got to get this decision made as soon as possible so Everton can get on with coaching the players ahead of next week. 3 huge games, FA Cup game against Brentford and then Newcastle away and Leeds at home. So that decision is going to be made. But of course, Monday is transfer deadline day, as I said, and Everton desperately needs some players in with injuries in midfield. So the likes of Decore, Tom Davis, Fabian Delph, really short in that area of the park, and obviously other places as well. Someone to play in the number 8 or number 10 role in the team as well has been mentioned. So Everton have got to get on with the business of getting this sorted. It could happen tonight. Sky Sports have reported that it could happen tonight. So if that happens, we'll be live as soon as that announcement is made. But as I said, we haven't seen that white smoke yet come from those officers. Why indeed it has to be in London, I'll never know. Everton have got fantastic offices in Liverpool and Finch Farm, and why people are travelling to London when when the football club is based in Liverpool, don't quite get that. But there we go. So we're waiting to see. Frank Lampard seems to be the favourite amongst fans at the moment. We did a poll and he seemed to be around the 80% mark, with Duncan Ferguson coming in around the 16% mark and Vitor Pereira around 4%. And that was with about over 8,000 fans had done the poll. So at the moment, Frank Lampard seems to be the favourite amongst Evertonians. Not all Evertonians, of course. And we'll have to wait and see if that gets confirmed. It felt like it was going to get confirmed yesterday, but then the rug was pulled from below our feet, maybe below the feet of Frank Lampard, and who knows? We're just going to have to wait and see what the board and Farhad Moshiri decide. We know who it's not going to be. It's not going to be Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney came out today and said his agent was approached about him doing an interview, but he felt that he had a job to do at Derby County and he was going to do that to the rest of the season. He said he could take the job. He said he's ready for the Premier League now, but he's got a job to do at Derby County. And I think for someone like him, he's probably thinking, we'll wait till the end of the season, get this job done and then see what's going on at the end of the season. And it feels that Everton wanted a manager in just to the end of the season. That's why Vitor Pereira seemed like a candidate they were looking at. Maybe that's why Duncan Ferguson was still in there as someone for the rest of the season. But I don't know, maybe they feel like Frank Lampard is too big an opportunity to turn down. I don't know. I don't know whether Frank Lampard is really being that good in football as a manager to say that, he's going to get maybe a year and a half, 2 years and a half contract. We'll have to wait and see. And as I said, that puff of white smoke hasn't gone up yet. So it's come down to this. I think a lot of people calling it Everton's D-Day. It's come down to this to decide who will be the Everton manager for the rest of the season and hopefully get a couple of players and do enough to get Everton away from that drop zone. 5 or 6 wins should be enough, I imagine, from 18 games. It doesn't sound a lot, but when you've only won 1 game since September, obviously it seems a lot. And when you're struggling for a win and struggling for a point, you never know where your next one's going to come from. So we'll wait and see on that one. But obviously no games this weekend. But that transfer deadline day is now huge on Monday. And as I said, this give Everton that deadline to appoint a manager. But they have had 2 weeks. It's nearly been 2 weeks since Rafa Benitez has sacked as Everton manager. So they've had plenty of time to get this sorted. And for some reason, it's come down to interviews today like it's some like it's X Factor or something. It just seems like utter nonsense to me. But the way this club is run, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so if anything breaks, we'll be live straight away. Make sure you stay tuned to our socials as well at Toffee TV EFC for all the breaking news. And Monday we'll be in the studio for transfer deadline day. As long as we need to be in the studio, we'll be there. If anything breaks, and of course if it goes into the night, then we'll be in the studio in the night. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you've got that bell ticked for alerts as well. And if you want more great videos, join us over on Patreon, where we do live shows every single day. Regardless, there you go. Thank you for watching. See you later.